Hello everyone, this is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
Look, black guy. Hello, how may I help you?
Hey, Habibi, look, my hang low ain't working like it's supposed to. You got any of them sex pills?
May I randomly suggest one of these generic products?
Nah.
You should take the A game, little bro.
Bling bling for the ding ding.
Nah.
You shouldn't be taking that poison, little bro. Here, try one of mine.
Yes, right.
A game will make a girl give you her credit card number.
It is very true.
Plus, it's an all-natural solution for men. Not like these gas station pills gonna make your manhood shrivel up and fall off.
Oh my golly, he's right. A-game is an all-natural solution for men. And you take it and it give you energy and libido and your vitality will be out the roof.
I feel it kicking in already. I'm gonna go home and show my girl.
Okay, but don't forget to drink 16 to 32 ounces of water.
Hey, baby.
Ooh, look who brought their A game.
And that A is for apocalypse, cause I'm about to blow your back up. Ow!
Ooh, I love it when you bring your...
Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I am your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So, what are we talking about today? Today, we're talking about why your relationships always fail, and we're going to take a few lessons from Mrs. Tabitha Brown. I'm not going to replay her response to Wendell Williams. However, if you haven't seen the response, go check it out. She mentioned a few things that were very important. And I realized that a lot of your relationships don't have this thing. The first thing, and I think the most important thing that she mentioned, was the spiritual value within her marriage. And saying that spirituality came before anything in the marriage. It came before money and, all of these other material things that a lot of women nowadays put first in their relationships. And a lot of times leave the spiritual completely out of it. And I'm here to tell you, as a woman who was successfully married, the spirituality has everything to do with the success of your relationship and your marriage. When you put spirituality, your spiritual value first in your marriage, as it should be in your life completely, especially according to the 10 life values, as we can see, spiritual value is number 1 and wealth value is number 10. When you put the spiritual value first, that makes everything else fall into its rightful place, into the correct perspective. Because it allows that connection between you and your man to really connect with each other on a human level, to really connect with each other at the heart, to find the love that you need, to find the empathy that you need, to be able to find the support that you need. Because see, a lot of times modern women can't support their men because you don't like them. You don't make any connection to them. So it becomes difficult to support them in anything because why? You have not made the proper connection to this man to be willing to support or be willing to sacrifice anything or be willing to do anything or go above and beyond or go the extra mile or make the extra effort in your marriage to make it work, to make it better, to make it awesome, to make it loving, to make it fulfilling for the both of you, not just you. and to work on that selfishness so that it becomes selflessness within the confines of your relationship. And many times your relationships fail. The modern woman's relationship is always failing because you put wealth first. If he can't buy you, then you don't want him. And then you want to turn around and say that you can't be bought and you know your worth. You don't know your worth, you know your price. And there's a very big difference between knowing what you're worth and knowing how much you cost. A lot of modern women don't know what their worth is, or they know it and don't want to face it. Then they pass off worth for cost, and that is not the same thing. So a lot of times modern women put off the worth for the cost. If he can pay more, that means I'm worth more. No, it doesn't. It just means that you're way more expensive than you need to be. It's like buying a Dollar Tree bag for $15. No, I've seen you at Dollar Tree too many times. Why would I see you at another place and pay quadruple, 15 times what you're actually worth? So your value doesn't correspond with the cost. So you don't know your worth, you know your cost. You know your price. The fact that you have a price lets me know that you're not worth much. And that's something to think about. That's something that modern women and women within the sound of my voice need to think about. The next time you talk about what your worth is, try not to associate that with a price tag. And then you'll understand your worth and your value minus money. But too many of you put money first. If he can't buy this, take you here, take you there, this, that, and a third, then you don't like this relationship. But this should prove that it's not all about that, because some of you do get with men that are willing and able to spend a particular dollar amount on you, and those relationships still don't work. Why? Because you don't ever make any real connection. But it takes a human being to make a connection with another human being. And if you insist upon being an animal, if you insist upon being just this low down, dirty scut bucket all of the time, always trying to get over on somebody, always trying to manipulate somebody, always trying to make sure that you can get a one up, that you can get a leg up, that you can get them before you get gotten, all this other type of foolishness, your relationships are always going to fail, because they're not real relationships, because they're not based on anything tangible. They're not based on anything real. They're not based on anything that supports the foundation of a relationship. This is why Wendy felt so comfortable coming for Tabitha, and so did a lot of other women over social media, kind of shook their heads that she's retiring her husband. Yes, she's retiring her husband. That's called support. That's called how you support your husband. That is called how to be married. How to be married. That man is not a shiftless man. That man has been a hardworking man. But hyenas think that if they earn more than him, then they are better than him. See, you're associating your value with a price. And you're associating his value with a price. Because being a cop doesn't make as much money as she has made in her success over social media and other endeavors, then all of a sudden she's better than him. No, she doesn't feel like she's better than him. She feels like she's in a relationship with him. She feels like she's in a marriage with him. She feels like she is going to be supportive as a wife should. And the price tag is irrelevant to the connection that she actually has with her husband. That is the potency and the power of the spiritual value, and putting that first in your marriage and not money, because money can come and go. She may be up now, and God forbid she's down in another couple of years. Something happens and wipes that money away. I'm not wishing this on her, but I'm saying the point that I'm trying to make is that money can come and money can go. It can go like it came, and it can come like it went. And if you base your relationship on something so fleeting as who got a couple of dollars right now, who doesn't, and all of this other foolishness, then no wonder you're jumping in and out of relationships all the time. No wonder you're jumping from man to man all the time, trying to blame the men for not being this and not being that, but you're not any good. Because you don't even know what it takes to make the foundation of a relationship. You're just in it to get what you can for as long as you can, and then you're out of there. And then you want to cry later on about the instability of all of that. And then only out of jealousy do you all come for a woman like Tabitha to try to nitpick and scrutinize what she's doing with her man. That's her man. That's her marriage. That's her relationship. Doesn't have anything to do with you. You find a relationship first, and then you make it work, and then we'll come back and have a conversation about it. But as long as you're hopping from dude to dude and he's not doing anything but, you know what I'm saying, using you as a depository and moving on about his business, you don't have anything to say about anybody. If your relationships always go swirling down the toilet, you don't have anything to say to anybody about a relationship and about what they're doing in one. Gynocrats have a lot of nerve trying to talk about married women who are having successful marriages, who are not in followerships, partnerships, or opponentships. They are in leadership. You can tell that Mrs. Tabitha Brown is under the leadership of her husband by the way that she conducts herself online. Now, I don't just keep up with her channel like that. I know that a lot of her content has to do with her vegan lifestyle. That much I've picked up on. I've seen her cook, you know what I'm saying, her vegan meals and things of that nature. Very innocent, very lighthearted, very pleasant. Okay? Nothing out of the way, nothing vulgar, nothing crazy is going on. So she's representing herself well, and she's representing her husband well also, which is what a wife is supposed to do. That's what she's doing, what she's supposed to do. When you're representing yourself and when you're representing your husband, you're representing, first of all, that's a brand in and of itself. You and your husband are his brand. And like any brand, the reputation and the name of that brand needs to be preserved and protected at all times from any attack. And this is why I understand why Tabitha has something to say back to Wendell, because it really was necessary. If Wendy's platform had been very small, I don't think that Tabitha would have bothered to bring attention to it. But because it's big enough that it caused a buzz, she had to respond. And in her response was a lesson about how to conduct a marriage in your feminine space. Because Wendy wanted to make a comparison. Well, I make the money and he live his dream. But she more than likely was doing that from a masculine space of trying to run that man, trying to tell him what to do because she was footing the bill for this, that, and a third. And I just don't see Mrs. Tabitha conducting herself and her marriage in that manner. This is more of, first of all, she's in her feminine energy. I don't see her as, I haven't had any evidence of her trying to run her husband or run and be the dominant person in the household or anything like that. We can support our men from a feminine space. As a matter of fact, we should. That's exactly what we should be doing. If I somehow made more money than my husband, which in my first marriage I actually did, and it wasn't even approaching wealth. It was just I made more money than he did because I worked and he was on a fixed income. That tide lifted all boats, not just mine. So when that money began to come into the household, I made sure that he benefited from it because I was in a leadership situation. He was the leader. I am the wife. And I didn't start dictating to him about this, that, and the third. That money was at his disposal if and when he decided to use it. A car was purchased in my name. He drove that car. I didn't hardly drive that car. For all intents and purposes, that was his car. I just kept up the maintenance on it. It just happened to be in my name. I didn't care about that. I didn't think to myself, oh, well, you know, he's using me for my money. No, we are in this together. Like Tabitha was saying, this is together. We're up together. We're down together. We're in the middle together. We're striving together. We have a setback. That's together. If we move forward, that's together. Together. Key word. Because the spiritual value is first. The spiritual value is first. Not the wealth, not the mobility, not where we live, not okay. So she's actually got the first 3 of the 10 life values down pat. Spiritual, her health, because she, again, her channel from what I've seen covers her vegan lifestyle, the food, the exercise, and all of these things. And she looks wonderful as well. Beautiful, bright skin, beautiful smile. Just seems like a beautiful woman inside and out. And she's enjoying the wealth that comes from having those values in order. So she's got the spiritual value, which she spoke about. She's got the health value. And then she's got the family value. She spoke of all 3. Once you start getting those values in order, this is when you begin to experience the fulfillment and the fruit of life. This is when you go from surviving to thriving. And people are just jealous because that's what she's done. And then they want to try to tear it down because it, from what I see, seems very traditional. But it also is working. And this is why a lot of modern women's relationships fail, because you want to run around and feel like women like Tabitha and other women like her are doing something wrong, something that you would never do. But guess what? She has something you will never have as well. A successful, functioning relationship that has stood so far the test of time. You can't get a relationship to last 5 months, let alone 15, 20 years. Let alone 30 years. You can't get a good 6 weeks in before he doesn't want to text you anymore. So stop complaining, and I would suggest picking up a pen and a pad and jotting down some notes from yours truly, and go jot down some from Tabitha too if you need to, because some of y'all need what she's got. She's got some relationship advice you can get, and you need to be eating some of what she eat too, instead of all that McDonald's and double cheeseburgers and Whoppers and fries and all that other craziness and iced teas and sweet teas and big gulps and all that craziness that you're eating. Nothing in your life is working because of this backwards value system that you got. I don't know when you're going to wake up and smell the coffee. Miss Tabitha said a word in that video that women should be picking up on. They should be picking up what she's putting down. She gave a wonderful lesson on how to support your husband, how to be a wife, and how to do that in a feminine space. And not be trying to stand over your man and dictate to him and tell him what to do. And you got to run him and put a battery in his back just because you're retiring him. She didn't say anything like that. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, I believe that he would have done the same. And he did sacrifice for her. She said so. The job that he got was a sacrifice for her to pursue her dream. What else is she supposed to do than return the favor? But many of you are so selfish, you can't even think about returning a favor like that. You just get what you get out of the situation, and he can kick rocks after that, after serving your purpose. This is another reason why your relationships don't work, because you always trying to look to see what you can get out of it, but you never look to see what you can put into it. So you put nothing in, you get nothing out. You put garbage in, you get garbage out. This is why you're standing in a landfill, because everything that you do, you put garbage into it, and then you get mad when garbage comes out. Stop putting garbage in your relationship. Stop putting garbage in yourself. And then maybe you can have some fulfillment in your life. Something will come to you other than the garbage that you push out into the universe. All right. So sound off in the comments section. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts, just your thoughts in general. Did Mrs. Tabitha give us some really good advice? Do you agree with this is why a lot of relationships don't work, or do you disagree? Once again, I'd love to hear everyone sound off and chime in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I am your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.